So today is the day I fix my toilet. Sometimes after I flush it, it doesn't stop running, and then sometimes all on its own it just starts running. So I've noticed it's really starting to affect the water bill. So I have this Fluidmaster kit, and I'm going to use it to replace the fill valve and the flapper. The kit contents is the fill valve, the flapper, an assortment of parts, a little hose, and the instructions. So first we have to turn off our water supply and then remove the existing valve and flapper. So look under here. You see how it's vertical? I'm going to turn it horizontal. So it's just off and on. So turn it off. And now flush your toilet to get all the water out. Okay, now take a very close look at the connection at the bottom of the tank. We have our hose and then a plastic nut, and then there's like a thinner plastic nut. So you just want to look at things to see how they were before you take it all apart. So ensure you have a container down here and unscrew the bottom connector. The bottom, it's like the fatter nut. The bottom one's just holding this water supply hose in. That's all it's doing. Okay, and it will leak. And now we're going to unscrew the thinner one, and this is actually holding the valve in. And you could actually reuse these parts, but the kit has new ones, so that's up to you. Take a very good look inside the tank, and we're basically going to disassemble it. See how the flapper's connected? It's just pressed on each side. So you just pop that off, disconnect the chain from the flushing stem. There, got that out. And now see how that slides off like a safety clip or a hair clip? Just slide that out and lift this up. And again, make sure you have a bowl down there. I probably could have used a little bigger one, but it's holding. Now we were supposed to mark our water line, which I did not do, but I can see the mark. It's right about there. Gonna go ahead and put like a little mark right there. So locate these two pieces. Push the hose on the little end there. Push it all the way down. Wiggle it back and forth till it's well seated. And now we're gonna put this on the tube inside. Just slide it down. Here's the PVC tube. Hold this like this so it's like a hook. And we're just going to open this up and slide this down like that. So we got it ready. Now if we have to, we'll cut some of this length off. It seems awfully long to me. Find a shank washer and put it on. Flat side goes on first. And you basically have to just jam it on there. There. Now the instructions say the top of our fill valve has to be 3 inches above our overflow pipe, which is the PVC pipe inside the tank. So you adjust it, you adjust the shaft by screwing it in and out. I'm going to go ahead and try it out like it is. Now if I set this in there, I'm not going to install it. It's easily over 3 inches above the overflow tube, so I don't have a problem. And my last one was all the way shortened as well. I need to connect the other end of this hose right here, and it's way too long. It's like bunching up actually, so I'm just going to cut a few inches off with my scissors. Try to cut it even. And connect this. Push it on the stem. All the way back, nice and tight. Just wiggle it. It's all the way on. Very good. It's not going anywhere. You just want to make sure it's not hitting the wall when this goes up and down. This has to be free. So my old plastic lock nut here on the right is far more substantial than the one that came with the new kit. So I'm just going to stick with the old one. So I'm going to push down on the fill valve on the inside. Just going to push it down, and I'm going to screw the lock nut on, the plastic lock nut. Just screwing it on. I'm just going to do it maybe just a little more than hand tight. I don't want to break it. There. And now I'm going to reconnect my water line. Wiggle this around, wiggle the hose as you get to the last little bit of tightening. So it looks pretty good inside. Again, the top of this has to be 3 inches above the top of your overflow tube here. To get the right water height, you'll screw this little screw in and out. I'm going to install the new valve flapper, so I just put this in, and see those like little claws or hooks? I just put one on each side. It just snaps down very easily. There. And now I connect my chain. I don't think you can see it, but there's a few holes here. So I'm going to connect the chain to, like, there's a hole right there. So I don't want it to have to angle one way or the other. And you're supposed to leave a 1/2 inch of slack. So I'm going to turn my water back on. Just going to turn this back up. So it filled up slightly shy of my mark I made, but I think that's pretty close. So let's go ahead and try flushing it. And it's a grand failure because my chain is way too long. So let me adjust that. So I'm going to put the hook right where it's barely out of the water and connect it to the stem. So you want it where when you flush the toilet, the stem does not extend to the tank, the top of the tank. Okay? So let's let that fill up. Another try. We're good to go. It flushes well. It doesn't run anymore. I cut some of the length of this chain off just so it wouldn't be floating around in the water so much. And look at my overflow tube. The fill line is almost perfect. So, very simple repair. I hope this is helpful. Thank you.